What a big historic night for the GOP. Sweeping wins across the country, solidifying their hold on Congress.
And now the time has come to rewrite the meaning of the 2014 election. Few things are as dangerous to a long-term strategy as a short-term victory. Republicans scored the kind of win that sets one up for spectacular, catastrophic failure, and no one is talking about it. Once again, Republicans are disappearing from the competitive landscape at the national level across the most heavily populated sections of the country, while intensifying their hold on a declining electoral bloc of aging white rural voters. The 2014 election not only continued that doomed pattern, it doubled down on it. As a result, no Republican candidate has a credible shot at the White House in 2016, and the chance of the GOP holding the Senate for longer than 2 years is precisely zero for Republicans. The 2014 election is a prelude to disaster. Understanding this trend begins with a stark graphic. Behold the blue wall. The blue wall is a block of states that no Republican presidential candidate can realistically hope to win. That block has finally extended to New Hampshire, meaning that at the outset of any presidential campaign, a minimally effective Democratic candidate can expect to win 257 electoral votes without even trying. That's 257 out of the 270 needed to win. Arguably, Virginia now sits behind that blue wall as well. Democrats won the Senate seat there without campaigning in a year when hardly anyone but Republicans showed up to vote, and the GOP enjoyed its largest wave in modern history. Virginia would take that tally to 270. Again, that's 270 out of 270. By contrast, Republicans control a far more modest red fortress, which currently amounts to 149 electoral votes. What happened to that fortress amid the glory of the 2014 victory? It shrunk yet again. Not only are New Hampshire and probably Virginia now off the competitive map, Georgia is now clearly in play at the federal level. The Republican Party's geographic and demographic isolation from the rest of America actually got worse. Republican Senate candidates lost every single race behind that blue wall. Every one. Across the country, every major Democratic ballot initiative was successful, including every minimum wage increase. Even in the red states, every personhood amendment failed. Democrats in 2014 were up against a particularly tough climate because they had to defend 13 Senate seats in red or purple states. In 2016, Republicans will be defending 24 Senate seats, and at least 18 of them are likely to be competitive based on geography and demographics. Democrats will be defending precisely one seat that could possibly be competitive. One. And that Republican wave in congressional elections this year, it amounted to a total of 52% of the vote. That's it. We're about to get 2 years of intense, horrifying stupidity. If you thought Benghazi was a legitimate scandal that reveals Obama's real plans for America, then you're an idiot. But these next 2 years will be, briefly, a happy period for you. Not one word of the election analysis you just heard came from me. Not one word. I stole every bit of that from a column on the Houston Chronicle's blog by conservative Chris Ladd. That's right. A Texas conservative thinks that congressional Republicans will deliver 2 years of intense, horrifying stupidity, and if you enjoy that, you're an idiot. Those were his words, not mine. And that same Texas conservative, Chris Ladd, thinks that the Republicans' big win wasn't really that big, and that the Democrats will easily win back the Senate in 2 years, and that virtually any Democratic candidate for president will beat any Republican candidate for president in 2016. I have not seen or heard any wiser analysis of the election, that it comes from a clear-eyed Texas Republican who wants the best for his party in the future, makes it all the more compelling. And obviously, I could not have said it better myself.